Welcome. My name is Cassie. I hope you're having a good day or had a good day wherever you may be in this world. Today I am doing another one palette tutorial. I think that these are very important, and the reason why I think that one palette tutorials are very important is because if you have to dip into 5 other palettes in order to make a look, then I feel like buying that one palette is kind of a waste. So like if I can't get a full look using one palette, then honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that there's a purpose to purchase that palette. I like to create one palette tutorials so that way if someone else has this palette, they can also be able to create this entire look, well, this entire eyeshadow look without having to dip in other palettes. I hate watching a makeup tutorial and wanting to recreate it, but I have the main palette they use, but then I don't have the other 2 palettes that they're using, so then ultimately, I cannot create that shade or that eyeshadow look because I don't have those 3 palettes. Nothing gets me more frustrated than that. And this one is specifically the Anastasia and Amrezy palette. I tell you the reason why I decided to purchase this palette and try it out in the next clip and starting the makeup tutorial. So I already have a full face on of makeup in the video, so I saved you guys from looking at my dark circles this time. But I don't know about next time. Keep watching to see how I did get this look. Also, make sure that you're subscribed because I upload twice a week, once on Wednesdays and once on Sundays, and it is free, and I believe, like, everybody loves free things, and it will not hurt you to hit that sub button. Plus, like I said, there's a giveaway coming next video, aka Wednesday. It's about this one palette. It's about how I feel about the palette. It's about, is the palette beautiful? Do the colors pay off? Is it good colors? Is it worth your money? And yeah, I let you know what I think, and let's get right into it. Prime our lids really quickly, just a tiny bit because I already have concealer there, but I'm using the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 concealer, and I'm just using a little mini Morphe brush. It came in like the brush set, and then I'm going to set that with my Pretty Vulgar translucent powder. Are you guys sick of seeing this powder yet? Okay, so the palette that I'm going to be using today is the Anastasia and Amrezy palette. I literally went on YouTube to make sure that I was saying her name right because I usually say Amrezy, and I probably will throughout this video, but it's Amrezy, she said, not Amrezy. And the reason why I purchased this, I really wasn't going to. I didn't even know my Ulta was going to be carrying it, but the reason why I purchased it was because the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter, this highlighter is literally one of the best highlighters that I have ever used. I literally have a backup of this, but this one is barely even dented. Just this little spot here because I use it for my inner corner and my underneath my brow bone. But this comes, it's limited edition, but it keeps coming back and then disappearing. So I wanted to try out this palette because it is super cute. And I mean, it's not super different from Anastasia palettes. It is a little bit bigger, I want to say. Oh my gosh, if I can even get it out of the package. The one thing that I will let you know about the packaging is that the glitter isn't soft, it's rough. And I don't know if it comes off on your hands. I mean, maybe a tiny bit. And because it's soft, this sticker is like coming off. I mean, you don't really need it, but it's cool to have. And then I like that this is kind of like pressed in, and when we open it, it does come with a brush, and these are the shadows. I feel like a lot of these shadows are very similar to a lot of the Anastasia palettes. Like I feel like they always have a black, they always have a gold, they always have like a shade like this, shade Anastasia. Also, I don't do swatches on my channel. I just feel like they're kind of a waste because I feel like the real test to see if a shadow works is the performance on the eye with a brush. So if you have a good swatch, but the shadows on a brush are just bad, what's the point? And then if you have a bad swatch, but the shadows on the eyes are good, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to start with the shade Semsa, I don't know. And I'm using, I believe this is just a Morphe brush that came in that Morphe set, the same as the one that I used to set my lid. And I'm really not nervous with this palette like I was with the Morphe palette because I know Anastasia has pretty good shadows. but I'm going to stamp this in my crease. Look at that color payoff just with stamping it in my crease. From outer corner to inner corner. And then once you kind of have all the shadow there, I'm noticing that the shadow isn't really staying on in the crease, so I'm going to add more shadow to that. I do want to make sure that I have some of this shadow on the outer corner as well as the inner corner. And I'm going to go in my Morphe M518 brush, and I'm going to dip into that shade Yugo very, very lightly and tapping off the excess. And then I'm going to slightly blend this out. I'm looking into purchasing a ring light soon, so let me know the one that you use or one that you recommend. Preferably a cool toned ring light and one that isn't really flimsy. This shade is kind of like a brown shade, but it also has like it almost has a reddish tint to it, but more of like a purpley tint. I'm going to take that same concealer that I used to set my crease, set my lids, and I'm taking this Alamod flat brush, and I'm going to go over the middle of my lids, kind of where there's no product. I'm going to use the shade Cupcake, and I'm literally just going to go in my finger. Most of the time with shimmer shades, I don't bother going in with a brush because with my finger it just comes off a lot better besides that Morphe palette. Try and put that shade over top. It looks a little bit more glittery. Yeah. It's almost like a loose glitter. I'm going to tap that all over, but I don't want it to be super pigmented. Kind of just enough so that way you can see the goldish in it. And then I'm going to throw this look for a loop. And I'm going to grab this Morphe M421 brush. And I'm going to grab the shade Leo. I'm going to focus this one on the outer portions of where this glitter is and blend it up like that. I'm just going to take that shade Cupcake and I'm going to go over the middle again, just so that way, like, I just can't make up my mind on what glitters I want to use. And I'm going to go back into that first brush that I used and the shade Semsa, and I'm going to pack in the outer corner as well as the inner corner. I'm going to take this crown brush, it's kind of flat, and I'm going to take the shade BK, which is literally black, and I'm going to take the tiniest bit and tap off any excess, and this is going to be focused on my outer corner, but I'm literally just going to tap it in because I want it to be darker, but I don't want it to be like insanely darker. And then I'm going to go back in with that Morphe brush and I'm going to blend that out. I guess my only wish would be that the blue shade was less shimmery so that way I could use it on like down here. I mean, I'm going to use the Morphe E18 brush, and I'm going to go back into that Cinto shade, and I'm going to focus this from outer corner to inner corner. Zoeva 241 Precision Smudger brush. It's just like a flat brush, and I'm going to take the shade BK, which is the black, just a tiny bit, and I'm going to focus this, like I'm pretty much going to tightline right where my waterline is, but I don't want it to go too crazy. And then I'm just going to take that crown brush that I used with that little bit of black, and I'm going to blend that bottom line out. And I'm going to take this Luxie 111 mini flat angled brush. I'm going to take the shade Anastasia and put this on my inner corner. For lower lash line mascara, I'm just going to use the Essence Get Big Lashes. This is the one Tati raves about, I think. Anyways, that is the end of this video. That was a super quick look. Like, I literally thought it was going to take me a lot longer, and I started off not knowing what I wanted to create, but I actually really like it. I feel like adding the blue kind of separated the two purple shades. Also, if you want to know what's on my lips, I am using the Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Medusa. My husband actually picked this out for me and bought it like a while ago. I definitely am keeping this palette. I love it so much. Definitely would love to create some more looks, so if there's any shade in particular you would like to see me put to use in this palette, like I feel like these shades are kind of in every single shade, like especially in the Modern Renaissance palette, but this is definitely a lot bigger than their normal palettes. Let me grab one. Okay, so this is the Modern Renaissance palette and this is the Amrezy palette, so it's definitely a lot bigger. Yeah, I definitely feel more confident in this tutorial and with this palette than I did with the 35i Icy Fantasy palette. I definitely think that they did a great job creating this palette. I just think that they should have did more shades that they haven't really had before. I mean, I like the glitters. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're different, but like the matte shades could have been different for sure. But I like the look that I came up with. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Did you buy this palette? Are you going to buy this palette? Please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, and I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one.
Baby girl, you got it, girl, you got it, girl. You got it, girl, you got it, girl. I don't wanna play no games, play no games. Fuck around, get my last name. Know you're tired of the same damn thing. That's okay, cause baby, you got it, girl, you got it.